Hi, 5th and 6th graders. I'm sorry I can't be with you guys today, our class. I'm actually with Mr. Platt. He has to have something done at the hospital, and I need to be his driver because it wouldn't be safe for him to drive. So let's talk about our Tim Burton characters. So we've been working really hard on them, and I don't want you to stop working hard just because I'm not here at school. Okay, you know that our goal is to have a character on gray paper, and then we're going to add the black and white elements that Tim Burton does in his characters. So this was my example. You've seen her before. She has very, very white eyes. Then I colored her hair black. I colored her lips black, and I did some shading. Okay, you will be using crayons for that. Somebody asked me yesterday, well, why can't we use colored pencil? Well, the answer is because I don't own actually a lot of black colored pencils, but I do own a lot of white crayons, and I do own a lot of black crayons. All right, so let's chat about how this all works. So you have your character on your main piece of white paper. Some of you I have helped by hooking your paper on because it wasn't done before you left me last time. The substitute will also have extra copies of this white paper. Remember, this is the one that has the heads on the back, and they also have carbon paper, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna finish tracing your character in carbon paper, then you're going to ask the substitute to please help you get the carbon paper off, okay? I do not want you to keep this carbon paper. I would honestly like it back. You probably can rip it from in between. You can actually pull the staples out, but we want to be really careful. So this is my character, and I'm sorry she's having a hard time. She's been through the worst of everything today. She's been leaned on, colored on, and everything. So the first thing you're going to do to your character is you're going to start coloring the whites of their eyes. If you break a crayon, it's not the end of the world. You know I break crayons all the time. So it happened to be that I had carbon paper left on here, so her white eyes are kind of turning a little bit gray, but that's just a mistake I made because I have been working on top of this paper all day long. So color the whites of the eyes, okay? Color your person's hair nice and dark. You may trace their features. So again, I'm going to trace the long eyelashes, okay? I'm going to color in eyebrows. I want to do my best work. I don't want this to look sloppy because let's face it, we've spent like 3 weeks on these, and I want to see your best work. And actually, I will probably ask to keep somebody's paper and bring it to the art show in the spring. I know it's really early to think about the art show. Actually, there's an art show in February too, but these are the kinds of things that I like to share with other students in St. Lawrence County so they can see your work. So the white crayon, you'll notice it really shows up nice. Okay, if you want your character to have white hair, you could do that also. It could be white hair with black streaks in it. The world is up to you, all those decisions. But yes, you can only use white and black crayons. Okay, so let's hop back to this girl. Okay, one thing we know about Tim Burton characters is he likes to shade. So you'll notice with a pencil, I made a lot of gray shading around her eyes. And to do that, you can just take your pencil and very lightly color around the outside. You can use your finger, you can smudge it. I showed 5th period today. I'm sorry, I'm recording this a day early. I showed the 5th graders yesterday in your world that if you take a piece of paper and you scribble graphite on it, so it's nice and thick, and then you pick it up on your finger. I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. So there's my finger, it has graphite on it. And then come over to whatever you want to highlight, like the side of the neck. You can rub it on there. And it's a really easy way to shade. So now I'm gonna rub it around her eyes even more, okay? So we had some 5th graders yesterday that did a great job. Nobody has taken their project home because, again, some of these I want to look at and bring to the art show, possibly. But the other thing is we're going to talk about our work this year. We're just not going to be done and say that it's all over. Okay, so let me pull out a picture from earlier today. So this was a Tim Burton character I got, which I think is fabulous because it's just really, really, really dark and kind of gloomy person. The one thing that I want this person to do is I want them to color in their eyeballs so we get that bright, bright white. Okay, they did some shading. You can see around the neck. They tried to do a little bit around the eyes, but their eyes are very, very dark, so they couldn't do too much. Okay, but a unique character. And we're back to my girl. Okay, and I'm going to show you one more. This one was done really nicely. Okay. Tim Burton characters do have a lot of borders around the outside of them, so you can make like a frame around your character. So here's a character. Again, they did their best work. We have some really dark lips, some really dark hair. They did, I don't know if I can show you, add white streaks through the hair, which I thought gave it a unique element. We have quite some earrings going on here, and they did have their tiny torso, so they did color it in. So again, they didn't create a border yet. That's something we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about using your best coloring techniques, just not scribbling it in, because I think I could pull out some to show you where somebody didn't take their time with coloring. I want your best work. I want you to be proud of what you do. So today, get out your Tim Burton character. If you haven't drawn it on the carbon paper, you're going to ask the substitute to help you hook this on so you can transfer your drawing to carbon paper. Then you're going to use white and black crayons. You guys know where they are. They are in the bins up front. No, we're not using other colors. If other people today in my class used other colors, they weren't following directions. We're doing black, white, and gray. Okay, after you do that, please put everything back in your folder. You're not taking it home today. You'll be getting to take it home next week, unless it's one that I've asked to borrow for the art show, and then we'll probably do some finishing touches if you're one of the people I choose. But again, I look for people who are following directions, using those elements about Tim Burton we talked about, and of course, showing good effort and showing good classroom behavior. So I can't wait to see you next week and look forward to seeing what you accomplish. Bye, guys.